Marvel 2-in-1 presents The Thing and the Liberty Legion. This is Marvel 2-in-1 Annual 1. This comes after Marvel 2-in-1 issue 19. This comes from June 1976. The cover art is by Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott. And this continues a story from Fantastic Four, where a cylinder of vibranium makes its way back in time and alters the course of history. So most of this annual is going to be taken up by recapping what happened in Fantastic Four. One thing is that Ben Grimm is human again and has been wearing a Thing costume that grants him the powers of the Thing, but not as strong as he was as the Thing, and this was created by Reed Richards. This annual was written and edited by Roy Thomas, and the artist is Sal Buscema, and Granger, Tartag, and Russos are the inkers. So here the Thing is frustrated with the Watcher. The Watcher won't say anything. The Watcher wants something. Thing thought they were done with all of this time travel stuff, and he gets frustrated and charges at the Watcher. And the Thing bounces right off of a force field. The Fantastic Four hear all this because this is happening in the Baxter Building. The Thing shuts a door on them and tries to figure it out himself. This is between the Thing and the Watcher. So the Thing recounts what happened in Fantastic Four. They were attacked by army of the time of the 1940s. The Watcher appeared in the Baxter Building, and they saw that time had altered so that the German party of the 40s won the war. And so the Fantastic Four realized they have to go back in time and find a cylinder that's missing from the Baxter Building of vibranium. This vibranium allowed the Germans to win World War II, and so now the Fantastic Four have to team up with the invaders of the World War II era, which is Captain America of the time, the original Human Torch, Bucky, Toro, and Namor. And so they all attacked a German facility of the time. Captain America creates the villain Baron Zemo by, well, he was already a villain, but basically adhesive X splashed on his face, and that's how he became the Baron we know and love, while the Thing beat the crap out of a bunch of soldiers. The Thing rode a missile Dr. Strangelove style into a facility and blew it up. The Fantastic Four were able to recover the vibranium. The Thing survives because he's in that Thing suit, and so now they're back. So the Thing is frustrated and wants to know why the Watcher is still there. But there's still more vibranium out in the past, and meanwhile things start disappearing, like the World Trade Center. This was 1976. They didn't know what's going to happen in the 2000s. And Thing tries to get the Watcher to say something, but he won't say anything. In the past, the Watcher was talkative, but he doesn't say anything here, and Thing plays 20 questions and can't get anything out of him, but slowly figures things out. And the Thing figures out what he has to do. The Thing has to put the vibranium in a slot in the time machine, and the time machine will take the Thing to where he's supposed to go. And so Thing is whisked away. And he ends up in the 1940s, but it's not the 40s he is familiar with. And so the cops encounter the Thing, and they're scared by him. The Thing actually meets a kid version of John Romita in the 1940s. And so the Thing does what he does. He lifts a car, he gets all hostile, and the cops start shooting at him. But there's another attack going on, and there's a ticker that is calling for the Liberty Legion, which the Thing has never heard of. And these enemy planes swoop into the city and start strafing. The villain is known as Sky Shark, and here come the heroes: Jack Frost, Red Raven, and Blue Diamond. And I'm resisting saying Purple Horseshoe. There's a good guy called the Thin Man who is trying to fight off Sky Shark. Meanwhile, Miss America comes in, and she's another superhero that the Thing has never seen before. So all the heroes fight these flying villains, and Sky Shark does his thing, and all of the characters try and fight them off. The Thing climbs up a building to try and help out, and actually figure out what's going on, And here comes another character called the Patriot. And the Wizard of this time encounters the Thing. Jack Frost attacks Sky Shark and renders his plane inoperable. And Red Raven comes in and smashes the planes as well, and captures his companions in the sky. So the Legion is victorious, and they try to figure out who the Thing is. And the Thing says he's from the future. They don't believe him, but the Wizard does encounter a time machine a few blocks away, and so he figures out that maybe he's telling the truth. So the Thing is looking for this vibranium, and the Liberty Legion's going to help him out. Meanwhile, Sky Shark and his companion go to a hidden headquarters, and they land in this giant carrier. And Sky Shark tells his companion how he became a supervillain. He was killing innocent people with his plane, and he won the favor of Mr. Adolf. And then he shows his companion something shocking. But we're not going to figure out what it is just yet. Meanwhile, something is attacking a U.S. Air Force base, and it turns out to be this guy, the Master Plan. And so some of the Liberty Legion attacks this dude, and much Marvel action ensues. But the Master Plan comes and gets what he came for. He secures a top secret, indestructible cockpit. And so Master Plan makes off with it. Next up, Red Raven and Jack Frost go to another base where they encounter the U-Man, also known as Morano. And Morano is after a top secret jet engine. Morano is from the sea and probably has different people than Namor does. And he defeats Red Raven and makes off with this top secret engine. However, Jack Frost pursues him, but he makes his escape. Thin Man and Patriot go off to guard another guy who is holding secrets. But Sky Shark gets to this guy first, and this is pretty shocking. He shoots this dude in cold blood and flies off. But Thin Man is in pursuit of Sky Shark, and there's a whole dogfight. Meanwhile, the Thing is bending this pole so he could launch at an attacker. And he encounters this, a giant flying, whirling swastika. And it starts whirling through buildings and cutting them in half. And so Thing launches himself towards it. It's clobbering time, and that's the end of this annual. Pretty wacky stuff. The Nazi Party is a common foe in this era of comics. This is also the bicentennial, so they're celebratory of their victories in the United States. So that's how this annual ends, and this continues into the next issue of Marvel 2-in-1. I hope you like going through this with me. If you like what you saw, please give a like to this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.